cataclysmic skill shot to land, and everyone else to follow up from either a mile away from WWE to fling themselves into the fray. We do have ourselves top lane Rek'Sai coming in from Wayward. This pick, if you haven't seen it,
PP got no sums either.
Okay, but now can we see a Jax flashing onto this flashless Thresh? I think we can.
There's the route from the W, and Hung flashes in to get the stun first.
That means it's much harder for them to force on to stay. He's getting towards a Shiv. Once they get that Shiv, it is so hard to pin this Blitzcrank in lane. And already you can see that Iwandi is feeling like he can roam up into bot river, roam across that map. Iwandi on the roam is a fantastic support player, and how WWE found a lot of their victories in mid-split. Need to track where he's going to go, but he's very low HP here. Needs to be very careful.
Yeah, he's also going to be walled, so he can't get out. He used his flash to get the previous kill, and Angel has an easy one laid up on a silver platter. Angel now kind of out of position himself as a hook from Iwandi could come on through. Root lands. It's PP God. Actually, Angel flashing forwards and gets the flick back as well. PP God trying to follow up onto it. And the hook lands once again. PP God, he just don't miss.
Oh, being able to get out of lane, but they find a window where Hung's pushing up really too aggressively. Iwandi just can't get there in time, and just kind of a jungle disconnected from their support. OMG punished very quickly.
I love the way that they snowball the fight as well. Angel flashing aggressively to get that second kill. Is Talia looking good once again? Cube, the target here is a flash unburrowed to get the knock-up. Ultimate available, and that's a Void Rush and a half. Cube, not long for this world here, as Hung just going to be playing to deny anything. And
just imagine, mind the top gap.
Xiaofeng could be in trouble for a second here. Pretends to turn into a clone, and it works! He gets out with his life, then blocks the W with his actual clone. Nicely done there by Xiaofeng to keep himself alive as Angel starts to hover down towards this bottom side. Ultimate not available on this Talia, threatening a potential dive. Xiaofeng is level 6. There we go. Cyclone under the tower. The rocket's in, but Iwandi still alive. Dodges the zap. Cyclone comes in once again, and then one in Tri-Brush, one in Banana Brush, and one in the pit itself.
Stay looking for an ult. He is.
The flanking Jin, but the Talia answers it. Angel just punts him out of the play. There's a bit of long-range damage comes on through, but this will be Drake taken.
Though, and this is not where PP God is. They are going to get collapsed on. Is there a teleport from OMG coming?
I don't know, but it's a flash onto Abel. W should be available for stay any second now. But Abel, I don't think there's a way out. There is! Because PP God is... It's a little bit too close for comfort, but WE do get the Herald in the end.
Yeah, very nearly the world at that point. If you can stop it before that point, great. The only thing which will stop it is something like a Bard ult, which will go into stasis on the tower. The Dragon is up and a hook lands.
This one's important. It's PP God that's caught, but he's still got a bit of HP to work with. Survives the Spiral in Despair. Curtain Call trying to snipe out the backline, but Cube, he could soak this all day long. PP God's taking the Drake, though. He's just about survived, but that was a little bit too... Finish it off. It looks like they might be able to, but kind of running out of minions. PP God making a play. Spider-Man's onto the Crux and wants a bit more, but he's hooked once again. It's not a huge amount of damage to punish him. That Aftershock has paid so much value across the course of this game.
And he's got the Merc Treads as well. Makes it a lot easier for him to kind of get himself the Aftershock after he's been hooked. He'll get a little more tenacity. Get onto better resistances beyond that point. While all this happens, though, another stop again.
He didn't see the ward, and the wall knocks him backwards. Angel's queued in the wrong direction, and a flash over the wall with the second cycle over stay. Still surviving. If Angel just queues forwards, it's a kill, and instead, it could be a pick up to Xiaofeng, the Spiraling Despair, followed by a Curtain Call. The clone buys a bit of space and time, and here comes Hung on the backside of the play. Stun comes on through, and WE come out on top. Professional player at the end of the day. But good job so far there. Obviously, stay. Hang on a second.
Now, though.
That's a route coming on through. Iwandi gets the knock on Xiaofeng, but he's the one in trouble instead. Abel has so much damage to finish that kill, and now the resets onto Abel as Stay will just be chased down. Second kill for OMG, just as Baron spawns.
Feels like it's like one of those samurai movies. If you strike first, the response is what kills you, not the initial play. Wayward is on a flank, but he needs to be very careful here that his team doesn't get collapsed on without him being able to influence the play.
Hung forced away on the top side. Baron does reset a bit, gets a huge chunk of health back. Wayward maybe has overstepped on this one, honestly. He's extremely alone on the play. But so far, OMG They're not turning around to find the fight.
We're good
Wayward
with it.
goes in, he's flayed backwards and hooked on in. He's just not tanky enough. And the rest of WE not keen on the play. That should be Baron. OMG staying on the objective as Cube tries to zone Hunt away. He wants to get into the pit. It's on 1,000, but OMG get it in the end. It's absolute chaos on the Rift as Angel kites it out. And OMG get everything that they could want. And they even get a bonus kill on Fofo at the end as well.
We thought these games were a little slow this year. We were worried that the LPL might have lost something about itself. I am very pleased to inform you all, we have not. But after that point, you have to then try and pick up the pieces. But OMG, they have themselves the numbers advantage. This Dragon, it won't be soul point for them. Certainly their second one of the game. They'll take that one happily as now.
Nice wall used by Angel just to create space and secure a tier 2 tower in that one. He kind of needs OMG to walk into him, which it's possible they do. Reset's coming on through as Fofo on the other side.
Wayward!
Of the play. And
here we go!
Flash in for the counter-strike, but they're so deep, and there's just no follow-up. WE, they finally pull the trigger, but the gun explodes in their hands.
Oh, WE, they try and force the fight, but they're going into the death ball of OMG. And the pylons have been constructed now, and they pile onto this Baron afterwards. Jungler down, top lane down. You're waiting on what? Fofo to do some miracle magic?
Oh, the hook is huge, though. This is an opportunity. There's a pick onto Angel as OMG still on the Baron for the time being, still a man advantage for the time being, but Fofo and Stay, the carries, moving into the pit to try and get this damage down. iWandy steps on forward to try and find a hook, try and threaten on the 50-50. It's taken as now the flash is forward, and OMG, they grab the Baron, and they want the fight as well. Fofo running to the wrong side of the map, and OMG, they maintain their lead, they maintain their control, and they deny everything from WE.
Fofo, will he live to tell the tale? Yes, he will. But it is.
Yeah, Fofo just forced away. That's OMG getting not only...
Here and now with the, as you were saying, the Ocean Soul potentially on the table too, even if you get some poke out with Fofo and Stay, that's also not going to be that easy to do because it's going to regen, and that's not very good. You've got Redemption as well, Knight's Vow and Redemption. How do you even dive onto Abel? You know, it's very, very hard to get through all of this healing, shielding, and redirection of damage from the Knight's Vow as well. Here comes the Death Ball again, and they even defend their turrets.
The wall comes through from Angel to set up for the siege. Keeping our eyes on iWandy. If he can get a big hook, maybe something can happen, but it's Wayward that's hooked. PP God starts the fight the way he needs to go on, and Cube is just invincible in the backline. Spiraling Despair, can't even finish Shoutfang. He dodges the lightning. Not even Zeus can smite this team. Cube pulled back in, but that's just not the target that you want to be hitting. And OMG, not only do they survive, they take the inhib tower, and now they're pushing for more.
And if they give up a single kill more than that, the resets would have been pretty much game-ending beyond this point. This Death Ball, this 5-man unit is absolutely indestructible to Team W right now. They're throwing hooks in, but it's onto the Udyr.
Cube is like, I'm more than happy for you to hug me, buddy. He wants to be in the fight. Shoutfang forced to Cyclone as Hung gets a bit of damage down, just trading back and forth between the junglers here as OMG. Now,
dip, dodge, and dive. Now we also have, like, W as well. It's not actually the D, but we have duck, dodge, dive, and W. You're going forward onto Stay.
Stay taking those 4Ds into account here. He's dodging everything, but you can't dodge Udyr.
OMG's own jungle. It's felt like they have never let go of the accelerator. They have no way to get onto the carries. How are they going to get forced into the mid lane game? W failed to do that. They're onto the Baron. That might help them. Can they use the Fog of War right now to get one of those unsuspecting picks? It's going to be hard.
It didn't work the first time, but maybe this time. No, Angels found it, but now a rocket flies in, OMG. They just wiped WE. They make it look easy. Wayward diving onto the backside. Abel didn't even take damage. Now Hung trying to cut off the wave, but they've got 2 minions, and I think 2 minions is all they might need on this one. Oh, never mind. Forget the mid lane minions. There's supers in the top lane. Angel will push this one in. A dominant game #1 from OMG, and I love the willingness to put that front foot forward and take this game from WE, not just wait for it to happen. Fantastic start to the series from OMG.
OMG crushed game 1. There was a brief concern. Impact, that's typically the way that they've won. I I don't think the Rek'Sai is going to have an easy time of things, but iWandy does go back to some of his classics on the bot side. It goes into that Bard. That's been banned away from W a lot towards the back end of this.
Yeah, you can't actually see anything right now as Fofo falls behind in level slightly. That is that power combo of the ultimate.
In terms of like looking towards like...
Wait, is Wayward going to ult mid off of a Q if Fofo goes... I mean, Fofo's just going to die. Okay. The weird TP for Wayward. He wants to go on to Angel here. Gets the knock-up. Hung flashes to get the Twisted advance. Set up for success. A roam from Wayward on the Rek'Sai. Set up for kills. But WE, so far, so good. Nice, slow start when you've got double AD carry comp with turbo frontline in your top side. Definitely feels
good. If Abel gets 2 huge amounts of items, because this Aphelios in this team composition can do some pretty horrific things. I don't think there are easy ways to get on top of him. I mean, particularly when you're stood behind the Milio. Maokai's not going to help. You're really relying on a flash knockup from Wayward or a great setup from iWandy. Easier said than done, though.
Potentially threatening a dive is Xiaofeng, but I don't think that's something that they can realistically pull the trigger on. They will
help in terms of itemization for particularly Cube in terms of being able to stay in that front line, but Maokai's going to be tankier than Xiaofeng, which means that that's part of a front third dragon. They really don't want the soul point going over early, but the problem is they don't have great position for it. So, Abel, Angel, has to be about their positioning. Cube's not full HP either, that's not going to help.
Oh, Xiaofeng went real deep for that one. Has to flash back out of the play, but Stay is free firing and stacking that lightning. It's too easy for WE.
16.5 minutes, that's one of the earliest stacks that I've seen in the last few weeks.
Yeah.
Now it really feels like WE, they're going to get a huge explosion of gold, and they've managed...
Hitting onto a tier 2, he's got 3 grubs to work with. I think this tower is going to go down because it's so hard to punish a Rek'Sai anything like though. An Angel will survive the play.
Wayward
or will they?
The same though. Wayward is getting involved in the early game, and he's here again.
He's trying to make it happen. He is pretty tanky already, and they just run. They just run, and I think that's all they can do. This Fofo will finish tower on the top side. Great movements around the map here from WE. That'll be there.
As WE take that top turret, there's no crossbow. OMG have not taken a single turret yet, and they might get collapsed on the mid lane as well.
Look at this from WE, just charging WE. They respect the threat of the Baron and peel off of the Drake. Wayward on his way as fast as humanly possible, or as void beastly possible, as Hung uses that ultimate. iWandy freezes time. Can they get in time? Baron down to 4K, but peeled off now by OMG as WE just charge forwards. Stay has so much damage, flashing onto the enemy carries. PP God falls, and a buster shot to blow this game.
Get themselves Baron, they can back off, they can get themselves Dragon. It was a Hail Mary from OMG.
He was even there to try and follow up in case Angel had somehow got away. And that's Soul, another ult lands. iWandy tempering the fates of OMG as he sets up for another fantastic play. Even survives the dive from Xiaofeng. Abel just about alive, but Wayward doesn't like that fact. Fofo finishing the kill in the end as Xiaofeng now chased out of the top side of the play. And Fofo KS's the kill to finish the job. 10-0 on the scoreboard. More than 10 in terms of thousands of gold ahead in their game. Mid in here broken with the death timers. I'm pretty sure they just end. This was a massacre. WE coming back strong in game number 2, and absolutely nothing OMG can do about it. What a masterclass from Team WE.
Dominant from start to finish in game number 2.
No!
They lose themselves
the
one kill.
Killless game ruined by Wayward on the fountain.
How do you dive into this team composition? Okay, so let's think about this, right? Xiaofeng hits a Q in this theoretical situation. I'm sure he'll hit a few Qs this game. As soon as there are level 6s available from the enemy team, there is Buster Shot, there is...
Honestly, the prio that you get from Zaya's passive as well, so valuable. Here we go, all in at the bottom side. Stay flashes the engage, and iWandy gets out. The tornado doesn't hit though. Xiaofeng plays it. Some of those miracle engages can do very well into the Zaya. Obviously, Zaya, one of these champions, is very good at surviving all-ins. The charm that comes out from the quickness can mean that you can potentially spot lane lead, that static shift, the lane prio that gives you. You know, we talked about the Zaya having prio earlier on in the lane, but that shift just completely shifts the matchup. But WE, they want to stack more grubs. They got the first 3 thanks to the efforts of Wayward early on. Now Fofo moving over as well to try and guarantee these. They'll get at least one. That's 4 in their pockets. OMG here to at least deny the 5 and 6.
That's nice for them though, all the same. He can be that solo lane threatening Tristana.
Oh, Xiaofeng brings
Wayward
home with him on the Twister advance and an ult back onto Angel, but he's ulted into the rest of his team. He's still surviving this play somehow, but finally taken down. Cube next on the chopping block as WE just walk forwards menacingly. Cube actually gets out with his life somehow. Is Wayward hunting for a little bit more, but Xiaofeng has made his way into Pixel Brush. I mean, he's 3 levels down on Wayward. I'm not sure that that's a 1v1. He wins again from the Hui. Obviously, setting that ult up so that he can then aggressively flash, because if Renekton's still there.
Spent just now. OMG, I don't know whether they can get themselves a fight. They forced the all out of stay nonetheless.
Stay is really low as they move up towards this top side. Herald taken by WE. Oh, the 4-man Hurricane comes on through, and it will be a
Not
kill.
the best thing for OMG. Fofo might find an answer towards this top side as well.
Oh, is Angel gonna die here? He doesn't have flash available. Fofo literally just exactly what we saw from him on the Rek'Sai in game number 2 as well, leaving the solo lanes and trying to make plays happen. Abel doesn't get knocked back. Orcs is in LCK now.
Shush, quiet, stop, decease, cease
My
and
man's
desist.
never heard of Bluetooth. Here we go, Cube trying for an all-in on the top side, but Fofo just out-damages him! Fofo just rinses Angel, and now he's rinsed Cube as well. He is destroying everyone in the side lane.
What is Cube thinking? He doesn't have himself burst and Wayward. I think he might be even fine on this boss side. He has Flash and E. He might be able to get out here, and indeed, he's out for the first bit.
Smiling Despair does a good amount of damage. He's damn tanky. PP got trying to get underneath the tower. There's the knockup, and they do finish a kill. Crucial for OMG.
Falling apart ever since Wayward and I1D are buying so much time, presence on the map, and of course this time Fofo being such a presence on the Tristana. Strongest individual solo laner, strongest member on the map of any team actually. You can't fight this guy. He takes an inner turret, even more gold over to him. So OMG, who needed the early game gold lead and to things to go their way, they've gotten over aggressive, they've overforced, they've gone into Fofo, who now has a very quick
Walks at them and stands there and says, "What are you gonna do about it?"
Like, how do you get through this fat man?
Found PP God on the flank there. Will deny the division here. Will just maintain control on the bottom side of the player's Wayward. Continues to walk on forwards. Xiaofeng 1v1ing Fofo. Fofo's not with WE. I don't know if this is the fight they want. Cube pretty tanky at this point. Everyone diving in with the Monsoon. Protects
Oh
them.
no,
Xiaofeng
Xiaofeng!
flops his
No!
combo. It could have been the opportunity, and it ends in tears for OMG.
The rookie jungler for OMG. Oh, here goes Abel.
Abel wants to make it happen himself, tries to get into the backline, but he's just 1v3 Wayward. Oh, he survives somehow. No, burnt down in the end. I'm not even sure where the damage...
Final fight where they could manage to get that opportunity to kill some important members of WE, but they can't get it.
Just not quite there. About 100 away from getting the kill on his opposite member. The fact he's able to get Wayward at all is like a bit of a miracle, honestly, for OMG in that play. But I don't think it matters in the grand scheme of things, as WE now just start the siege, and again, it's so difficult to engage onto this composition. Compositions with this much disengage are so good at sieging, and not to mention a double AD carry. How do you stop WE just destroying your base brick by
Or
brick?
you're going to have yourself even more damage when you start actually getting through the Rage Blade, Nash's Tooth procs as well with the passive. How much are you realistically going to do though? Good cues, good disengage, great bomb!
Oh, beautifully done from WE. Feels like OMG are the 3 little piggies right now, and this house made of straw. WE, they know how to blow, and they are blowing this map wide open. I mean, they've got literally Wind Woman on the team. Their super strength is destroying straw at this point. Walking this one in, I mean, it's just...
The bomb on the tower, I didn't even realize that. Damn.
Place a name like that within an organization. But so far in this series, it feels like he's absolutely making it happen. Wayward 2 on the top side as Cube barely survives the play. The tower will be whittled away. PP God, I mean, he's desperately trying to find something, but there's just nothing to find, even if you get a 5-man knockup. Can anyone follow up?
All the hard work which they just did, 400 heal onto every single member from the Redemption as well. General's still available. They can't do anything. This is obnoxious.
This is horrendous to have to play against. Wayward has so much sustain as well in of his own. The Monsoon comes through, and look at that, full health bars basically across the team. It's only Hung and Wayward that are chunked, and the towers will fall. WE unstoppable with this composition. Not quite as clean as the last game, but still about as clean as you could ask for. Absolutely beautiful stuff, and they are toying with OMG as they finish this third game.
What an insane...
Up top, and the Karma made it all the way to the final pick for Fofo to lock it in.
So Karma tends to beat out the Annie very early on, and then most of the laning phase actually. The bonus of this Annie is once you get out of laning phase, Poppy can't stop flashes.
2 of the series, he roamed mid, made a big play on towards Angel, like was able to influence the game. All of those plays.
Heals and shields. It doesn't apply to lifesteal. Pretty sure it does apply to Udyr though, which is kind of annoying when he goes to didn't pop the ghost just yet, forcing the jump out of Abel. That's fine by him. Curse your shard, very good lane. Now there's no jump here, and you've just hit the ult there. That is a dead Tristana.
I mean, it's easy as that, isn't it? First blood for WE. Stay sets it up. Iwandi and Hung knock it out of the park.
So PP God, kind of shown that he was on reset. Isn't that to protect his AD carry? Abel had pushed up way too far and couldn't clear that next wave. Set up appropriately to get into River before they kind of panic and press their buttons.
Defining factor here.
Shafang off of vision.
Boy.
He's got behind him. That's what the observers. There we go. There's the kick.
In he goes, gets the kick. The bomb is there. Sharp win conditions. Neither team has completely fallen apart in the first few minutes. Maybe we actually get somewhat of an even game here. It's Angel. Oh, gets a stun, and the Q lands as well. Stay 1 HP and burn down. Angel finds his mark. Answer onto Sharpbung though, as the root will come on through. Angel gets the shield onto his jungler, but it will not save him. 1 for 1 at the bottom.
Try and play towards some kills like this. Angel teleporting behind Fofo.
Fofo tries to get out. This time the Tibbers hits, and this time Fofo has nowhere to go. He's burning down. He's trying to survive and buy time, but it will not matter. Angel now 2 kills.
He gets completely obliterated by the 1-item spike of that Karma. Of course, things go beyond that point. We were saying that... Oh, wait. Hang on. That's an instant take of the Heralds. And then it's an instant proc of it. You can charge it into mid lane right now. Will it kill straight up? I guess it will.
I think so. I think it's okay.
That's fine. I think that was a mistaken put down at first, potentially, but all the same, it's going to be 2 slams into mid lane. So you know what? All's well that ends well. 2 charges into mid lane. That's valuable from WE.
We'll say it was on purpose. That's going to be a tier 2 taken in the mid lane.
Yeah, no, good value. And, you know what? Credit to it. That's one of the better Herald plays that we've seen. Most of the time, you don't see a clean
maybe it wasn't by
take.
accident. Maybe it wasn't by accident, honestly. Maybe just going for the tempo play as Flash over the wall, Sharpfunk in trouble. Oh, he misses the Q on the Drake. Manages to get over to Angel, though, so he's still alive, but Stay makes short work of that fact. And Tibbers, not long for this world. Angel, not long for this world, because Hung has found him on the flank as well. The snowballing from WE has been clean.
And their Dragon setup has been so much cleaner than OMG's. You can see that Hung and Iwandi have done a really good job of putting vision around the areas of the map that they want to fight. And OMG have not been prepared for that. They've been caught out when they've been going towards bot side of River. You see that even though Xiaofeng and Angel played well through the bot lane in that last phase of play, they can't make that happen again. It's going to be a free Dragon over the side of WE as a kind of a consequence of that. The extra kill gold is definitely not going to be a miss as well. It's Poppy starting to get into this mid game towards topside like this. You see that Abel was running towards topside, looking for a fight, but they're not looking for a cross map. You see that Angel's got a teleport ready now, but Abel, he doesn't know where he wants to be. He's cleared out mid wave. He's slow to potentially respond to something topside now as well. But they cannot approach. Baron gets burned down, and once again, the objective control from WE is just superior.
And they go for Wayward, who, let's be honest, there's no universe you're killing this Rex.
Like OMG have not had much to say about it. They haven't had the vision to say about it. They can't look for the pile on 5v5 team fights if they don't.
Rek'Sai tunnels from Wayward. And the siege will just continue all day long. Wayward, by the way, 300 gold bounty while 0-0-0 in this game. He's been farming up a storm on the side lane. He's over 10 CS per minute on that Rek'Sai, and the amount of threat that he's putting on OMG, it just feels suffocating.
Actually, here comes the kick!
Oh! The kick is found! Xiaofeng gets his team back into the game just as it felt like hope was gone for OMG. Xiaofeng makes his way onto the server. Fofo trying to escape with his life, but I don't think there's a way out of this one. Big damage coming out from Abel as he hops away from the healing. A cube will finish the job. OMG
stuff. He does that into a highly mobile AD carry with summoners available and gets safely into it.
Oh god. Wayward's behind them though. This feels so dangerous for OMG. They don't know that he's managed to find the flank, but Wayward just isn't tanky enough. Nearly goes down, ults to safety and flashes out as well. Hung goes in by himself as Cube is tanking the rest of the team. The knockabout from Iwandi though denies the follow-up.
Abel
surviving only just as Abel dives in, but he's exhausted and can't finish the kills. Xiaofeng now trying to get in the mix as well. Abel so close to getting the recess, but the health.
Here comes Fofo, his flash.
PP God is so low at this point, but the mantra doesn't land. And it means that Baron can continue. Iwandi's here, Hung is here, but the smite should come on down. It's only just taken 1 HP on the Baron for a sec there. As Xiaofeng now tries to escape, he should just be sacrificed. Abandon ship, OMG. They got the Baron, they lose their jungler, but they walk. That flank from Wayward to start it off was crucial for WE, but they just can't actually win the fight. In terms of the numbers, it's happened again! Stay is caught again. This time he survives. Bomb on his head is taken away, and he goes down anyway. The bomb finishes the job. Detonated. Oh, the bailout isn't going to be enough, though. Xiaofeng has fallen. Wayward manages to get out with his life, and suddenly it's 1 for 1.
It's 1 for 1, but with the AD carry down, that favors OMG. I don't think they can deal with the damage difference now. We're able to walk up towards that tower. The pop ult clears minions, but not champions. Tower down, and with the Baron buff still running, they will have the increased kind of durability of the creeps to keep walking forwards.
Cube just goes straight underneath the tower as well. Hung and tanky enough for this one. Just walks in 1v4 after Cube has separated the rest of his team off. And now, with the staggered death timers, this is an opportunity for OMG to try and finish things out. The mid lane inhib tower going down as Cube just zones everybody away. I don't think OMG are going to push this any further. They'll take them in inhib. They can move up top for a tier 2 if they want. But
that same item as well on the 4 item. Zeri. Let's see what AD carry can do. The real game-winning work.
PP got caught out. This is a disaster, and he goes down without even using the bailout. Suddenly, OMG, it felt like they were in control, and PP God just steps too far. He had flash, he had bailout, and he just goes down.
Goes down, can't even use that flash. So important for him to go down there as well. Has Mikhail's and has redemption. Could use a redemption from the grave, but even like not having that Mikhail's on the table, very important. WE, do they think the time is now? How much can they get from this? They're using redemption, heals up the minions too. How much can they get out of this?
Can they just end the game here? Stay needs to survive, needs to not be kicked back, but it's on cooldown right now with the first tower being whittled away as Cube moves in. Xiaofeng getting some damage down, but Hung is so low, and Abel is just annihilated now. He's dead! Up by Wayward! Denied! Naru not quite landing onto Cube. There's no minion wave. WE still sticking around though. They're gonna go for the next wave instead.
Okay, so Angel ults up in just a few seconds time. Can he use the Tibbers to clear the wave? That might just save the series for OMG. WE would not like to let that happen.
WE haven't beaten OMG since summer 2021, but this could be the moment, or maybe not, as Hung is caught out. Wayward behind enemy line, Stay trying to survive as long as he can, and Xiaofeng is going to go down. The bailout's not quite enough to save him, as Cube cannot finish the Zeri. The machine gun is too strong. Stay survives on 1 HP. PP God versus the world, and I think the world is a little bit too strong, because this is the world's elite stepping up to the fountain. 3-1 as they take down OMG for the first time in years, and WE move forward to round 2 of playoffs.
OMG, they were
to win.
Yeah, and at least be able to deal with many styles. I think that WE, they've shown a lot of comfort. I think the question is, can teams deny them this ideal style of play for Team WE? Because I thought that was going to be the case today. I don't think that showed itself at all. Game 1, we saw that, Iwandi and Wayward, they really struggled to get involved in the game, but besides that, they were very, very high impact, and I think that, OMG, they'll walk away pretty heartbroken from this, I think. There were ways that they could have walked themselves into draft. I think their drafts were really not on point today as well. Always two sides to it. WE, great drafts. OMG kind of walked into them somewhat as well. Now, NIP, they looked pretty good in their last few series coming in from regular season. They were also a team, though, that which a lot of people had doubts about because it felt like their schedule was a little bit fake for a while. They lost against a lot of the top teams. Their last series versus Top Esports, they brought them to late game and only lost out in late game clutch moments. Now, right here, we saw that WE clutched out a couple of those late game moments as well. But NIP are not going to be a pushover, particularly, I think, in the mid lane global champion shared pool. That's going to be very interesting to watch as well. This is going to be an uphill battle. The climb starts here.
It certainly does, and it's going to be a challenge. The top 6 in the LPL are a terrifying list of teams. Like NIP and LNG are the weakest of the top 6. LNG feel like they've come back on form. Like you say, NIP really challenging top esports. It's definitely a difficult bracket to make your way through, but WE have earned their right to try. They will move forward to round 2 up against NIP. And tomorrow as well, we get to move to the bottom side of the bracket and look at Weibo versus IG, which will be, I think, quite an exciting series in of itself. Obviously, IG, not the greatest end to the split, could be a little one-sided, but if IG can channel that prime IG that we got earlier on in the year, maybe that could be a fantastic series. Let's take a look at our post-game, though, as we round out our first series of 2024 Spring Playoffs.
God, the roller coaster. That is an LPL goal graph, folks. That's the one which you must be, like, I don't know, 1.50 meters tall to ride this roller. I don't know what the theme park, like, height requirements are anymore. You gotta be tall, folks. You gotta be strapped in. You gotta be maybe putting in a mouth guard as well, because there were a couple of slaps across the face from both of these teams. I think real shout out to Iwandi and Wayward again, but this last game I really think was on hang on this Poppy in the jungle. I think that he had some great wall stuns and set things up beautifully into the mid game. He did a really good job of just leveraging off of the vision control, which WE was so far ahead on, to make sure that game was won in their favor, despite there being a pitfall or two.
It feels like WE playing very much a slower style. I mean, honestly, when you look at LCK playoffs, that comp from WE really fits in with that style of things. OMG trying to be a bit more aggressive with the Annie in the mid lane, with the Tristana down bot, but unfortunately, it didn't work out. Shout out to Xiaofeng in that last game. Really, some really nice kicks from him, but unfortunately, his series overall leaving a lot of questions to be answered. And to be honest, I'm quite disappointed in OMG today. Like, I feel like we should have seen more from them, from what we've seen across the course of the split. We have seen some real quality out from this team, but unfortunately, in playoffs today and across the whole split, it's not been there consistently. It has been on and off, and today was off.
These are two teams which have had to do a lot of self-discovery. A lot of teams in the LPL have, because you're not able to play around Herald in the same way you were before, because Grubs have replaced First Herald. You've not been able to play around the map in the same way, because the terrain has changed as well.
Yeah.
Items have changed. We don't have Mythics anymore. And I feel like OMG have done a great job of figuring out that first step into figuring how they wanted to play. WE went a step further today, though, and I think OMG, they were felt a little bit lacking in that regards. I do think that still, to recover the way that they did after what was a not great start of the split, they've done a good job at that. And I'm going to be sad to see them go. I would have liked to see more of this exciting team play more games, but WE were clearly the better team today, despite the fact that I thought that they were coming in as underdogs today due to stylistic differences. They proved me wrong. I'm happy to be proved wrong. The more good gameplay that we see, the happier that I am. And I really think in this game, the good gameplay came from the structure that WE played around. Stay coming in as a rookie AD carry to this roster as well from the LDL, playing in place of Prince, who of course has had some big name tenures on different regions now at this point. Yes, there were some questions about his gameplay, but when he actually came to doing some big plays, besides this one being on the back end of them, he did some good damage numbers as well. So it's not all negative there as well. The end of this story is WE, they built off of what they showed in the regular season more than I thought they would do today, and it leaves them alive to try again. And I want to see how far this team can go.
I'm excited to see the rest of the run from WE. I love the timing, though, of you complimenting Stay just as we get a replay of him getting absolutely annihilated in the mid lane. Wayward playing the Rek'Sai really well across the course of this series as well, as Xiaofeng desperately trying to carry this game, Abel doing so much damage. This was that fight, wasn't it, where we saw, Angel actually just burns down. That's how he ends up going down. But everyone walked away with barely any HP. Stay, that was the play I was talking about before. It's like, okay, that one was just disrespectful. Stay, you really should not be that far forward in that kind of play. Xiaofeng able to finish that one off. But overall, the play's still ultimately working out in favor of WE, and Fofo doing a lot of the heavy lifting.
Last game really felt like it should have gone OMG's way as well after those close plays. It felt like it was in the script. WE tore that one up. And they get themselves their first victory over OMG as an organization in the LPL since 21 Summer Playoffs. It's been a long time. It's not a record which I thought would be so recently in favor of OMG. No, they had that fantastic roster with Cream, Aki, and Shanji of recent years. And they were a team which wanted to go that step beyond, but both these teams moving into a very different era. No Shanks, no hope for the side of for WE now. As they've been playing with them for the last year, it really felt like Team WE, they woke up today. There's not a WE that I necessarily expected to be on this form. I'm happy to see them play so well.
Yeah. I love that little shot of Warhorse at the end there as well. You just saw like a split second of Warhorse cheering in the coaching room at the end of the game. 3-1 on the scoreboard as they finish the series out, and he'll be very happy with the way that one's gone. Especially with, I feel like when you were looking at the way OMG were looking to win the games versus the way WE were looking to win the games, it's like WE were coming in with a very clear game plan and trying to play to it. So it feels like those wins are very like kind of tick box wins, which I think if you're a coach watching your team play, you're that's the kind of style you